Hello everyone, thanks for being here. Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. Hey True Crime Analyst, Patty, Jock Girl, hey Kels, hey Mark. So, I can't believe I'm having to do this again, but still 3 years later, there still seems to be some confusion with how Nate's camera footage operates. Hey Shadow Dancer. I've made a video on this over a year ago, I believe. And I also did a live stream about it, and I will, if I remember, no, I will. I will post the link to the video of mine that I'm going to play here shortly, and then also the live stream that I did going into more details about it as well, because I had to do the live stream after I made the video, because again, there's still some sort of confusion as to how Nate's camera operates, whether it has a 10-second delay, whether it only records motion clips, how long the motion clips are, and whether or not it records 24/7. In my opinion, and I'm going to say that because people seem to get upset when you don't say in my opinion, but it records 24/7. And I'm going to show you again why I believe that. Sorry, I didn't have the chat turned on. It should be on screen now. You can't hear me very well? Okay. Let me check on my headphones here. Sounds fine on my end, so I'm not sure. Try refreshing. I don't know. I have my microphone turned way up, so that's why you're probably going to hear some static. But I will try to not shy away from the microphone now that I have the chat on my screen. And hello, Roseanne. Sorry. Hey, Flathead. I don't plan on this being a very long live stream. Again, I just wanted to come on here and explain things again real quick because for whatever reason, there's still confusion. I just find it, what's the word I'm looking for? I mentioned this in my last live stream, and a lot of these channel creators and as well as people in the true crime community continue to say over and over again how there's so many inconsistencies in the discovery, how nothing adds up, right? But yet they will turn around and say that they base all of their evidence or their facts off the discovery. To me, that just makes absolutely zero sense. If there's so many inconsistencies with the narrative and in the discovery itself, how can you base any of that off of as being facts? Does this sound better, Roseanne? Okay, I'll try. If I sound like I'm yelling, I apologize. I mean, they'll literally say, I don't believe anything that Rourke says. I don't believe anything in that discovery. And like I just said, they'll turn around and go through the discovery page by page and claim it as being factual or as a correct data. It makes zero sense to me. Hello, Amanda. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little pissed off again. I probably shouldn't be doing this live right now. I don't like to do live streams when I'm in a mood, I guess, per se. But I was once again timed out and blocked from another channel for simply having a difference of opinion. I didn't even say anything about my theory this time. I didn't say that no one died. I didn't say that it was a psyop. Hey Hard Eyes, all I said was that I didn't agree with what someone on this particular channel, the guest they had on their panel, was saying about the about Nate's footage. And last time I checked, hey Callie, last time I checked, I thought that true crime was about discussing the evidence, right? If you want to call it that again. Discussing evidence and coming to logical conclusions and trying to find the answers to these inconsistencies, right? So why am I being timed out and why am I being blocked from, so I thought, my fellow true crime enthusiasts? Why am I continuing to be blocked for simply having a difference of opinion? If everybody's trying to get, the truth and get the facts. Hey, Courtney. I've been covering this case. I didn't start at the very beginning, but because I didn't even know about it until I think it was December when I went to Colorado. So, and then I didn't start making videos until after that as well. I've been doing this case, or covering this case for, at least 2.5 years now. And I probably have in my section on my profile where people are blocked, I've probably blocked less than 10 people. Okay? That's not very many. And I think multiple of those were it was a troll. They kept coming in with the same name. So I don't like to censor anybody. I'm only going to censor someone or block someone that comes into my chat or have my moderators do it when they're just purposely just being assholes. Hey, Welsh Pam. And they're just, trying to cause issues on purpose. I'm not going to censor someone or block someone simply because they don't agree with my theory. I'm not going to, or anything that I am covering in the live stream. If someone says, hey Megan, I think you're incorrect, I don't think what you're saying is true, then I'm going to say, okay, then tell me why. Tell me why you don't, believe what I'm saying, or that you disagree, I guess I should say. Because I'm not right all the time. I'm not trying to sit here and toot my own horn and say, I know everything about this case. I just have all the answers, because I don't, obviously. Hey, Dreamcatcher. And I will be the first person to come out and admit if I was wrong about something, because the last thing I want to do is spread disinformation or misinformation. Because it's one of my biggest pet peeves, especially with covering this case, is the amount of disinformation that is being put out there on this case. And by not admitting when you're wrong, you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to grow. You're not going to, what's the point of that, right? And maybe I'd have to go back and check, how I said it. Maybe I worded it rudely, but, it wasn't my intentions. All I was saying was, look, I don't think you're correct about that. myself have done, like I said in my previous live streams, I've done just as much research that everybody else has, if not more, on this case. Hey, Collins. And just because I'm a channel creator, why am I not allowed to have an opinion on another channel? Like, why is that? So if I was just a viewer, I could have an opinion. So I'm not supposed to have opinions because I'm a channel creator. And again, I thought we were all here to get to the truth. Now, I'm not saying that this particular channel creator was the one that blocked me. I don't know who blocked me because I was timed out and I wasn't about to go and get on my other account like I had to do just yesterday. This live stream was actually this morning. So I had to go on my alternate account for this other live stream yesterday afternoon because I was still blocked from voicing my opinions previous to that. So last thing I was going to do is go onto my alternate account and start causing chaos or whatever in this chat, but it really pisses me off. And again, I don't know if it was a channel creator. I have a good idea of who it probably was. It was probably one of their moderators. But this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not trying to say, oh, boo-hoo, poor me, poor Think, poor Megan J. That's not what I'm doing. But all these channel creators are saying how, and channel creators that I've supported and been nothing but respectful to. And I'm being blocked one after another, after another, after another. Like I literally can't, I can't even hardly, I don't even want to show my face in a lot of these, the ones that I'm not blocked in, for simply being worried that I'm just going to get blocked anyways. The wrench, I had wrenches on several channels, but those are gone. I have one wrench left, and that's Zav's, and I don't even feel comfortable talking about my theory on Zav's channel. Because apparently it's disrespectful. So, I don't even really go into Zav's anymore. Nothing against Zav. It's what's the point? I guess that's what I have my channel for. But I should still be able to go into other, channels and discuss the case, just like all of you can. Just like all of you are allowed to have an opinions about anything you want. Like I said before, if you're getting timed out for simply asking questions or because you don't agree with the opinions or the theories of the channel creator or anybody that's on their panel, it's not being disrespectful. It's discussing, information and evidence. Yeah, shadow dancer. Yeah, I know. And I totally get that about the conspiracy theorist thing. But again, I've explained that before too. The term conspiracy theorist is just absolutely ridiculous. It's just an ad hominem to discredit anyone who asks questions and thinks logically. Because, oh my gosh, if you actually ask questions and you actually think for yourself and have a brain, you must be a crazy conspiracy theorist who has no idea what they're talking about. And if conspiracy theories are so crazy, then why do people get so upset about them? Why not just ignore the crazy conspiracy theorists then? What's to get all huffy puffy about? Hey, Cynical Sam. Hi, Swamp Lover. And I'd rather be called I don't mind. Call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all. What bothers me is that when people contradict themselves and say that they're here for the facts, they want justice in the case, they want the truth out there, but when someone challenges them or goes against what they believe, they don't like that. Again, I don't know who it was that timed me out, but I do have a pretty good idea. And I don't know if the channel creator is aware of it, but even on this particular channel, I'm still censored as to what I can say. I had to literally last night, or early this morning, I should say, I had to put my comment, right? And then I had to censor myself by putting a blank space so that everybody can fill in the blank, I guess, for themselves, because I'm not allowed to say those sort of things. So it's like, yeah, you can come on my channel, you can voice your opinions, you can voice your theory, you just can't say certain things. You can't say that no one died. You can't say that it's a psyop. You can't say this. So what, I mean, I'm still, in the end, I'm still being censored. So what's the point? So I think I've complained enough for now. But I did want to give people some more time to get in here. Hey, Sue. So what I'm going to do is, and again, and if you've been following me for a while and you have watched my upload videos, this will probably not be new to you. So I do apologize about that, but it's important. If I have to keep repeating this stuff over and over and over again, I will until, it sinks, until it sinks in. Blah, 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 blah. What am I saying? Take two. So I'm going to play this video that I uploaded over a year ago, and then I'm going to, go into more details about it and discuss why I've come to this conclusion that Nate's camera footage is not only just motion activated, that it does indeed record 24/7. And when I see 24/7, to me, that means 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not just when there's motion. Collins, we need you to wait outside of Rourke's office and just go up to him like I can't remember her name. What's her name? She covered the Las Vegas shooting, but if Michelle was here, she would know. I can't remember, but she would go up to these politicians and these government officials, and she would just start hounding them with these questions. Why isn't anybody in Colorado doing that? If I lived in Colorado, and probably if I wasn't such a big chicken shit, I'm not going to say that I would do it, for sure. But I would, if I lived in Colorado, I would be very inclined to go up to Rourke and just start asking, put him on the spot, start asking him questions when he's walking into his office. How come nobody's done this? If everybody wants the truth, there's a ton of people that live in Colorado that cover this case. So why not do that? Why not be your own journalist and go up to him and start asking questions and put him on the spot? Because obviously they're not going to answer any of these questions for us. Hey, High Hopes. Sorry, I forgot I didn't pull up the video. Oh, DA Rourke Collins. Yes, Shadow Dancer. Yeah, I realize that. But what I'm saying, I'm going to explain why it's not just motion activated. Since Nate's security camera footage has been released. Okay, sorry. Let's start this over. All right, here we go. Since Nate's security camera footage has been released, we've been under the impression that his camera only records motion and for only 30 seconds at a time.
Nate explains that he has household surveillance cameras on the outside of his house that face toward the direction of the Watts home, and they record 24/7, and they record 24/7.
Xfinity has 2 viewing options for home security: continuous live footage without recording or 24/7 video recording. With the 24/7 recording option, you can record, rewind, and review your video footage.
My camera.
Is this on continually
Yep.
recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not, is it motion or is it?
event,
Okay, so it's motion.
any motion event that happens, but I get cars driving from this street, This is him at 517.
Park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier, so lugging everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in. What else can I do with it?
My detective just showed up, so he'll probably want to talk to you. You'd probably, like I said, you might have you call at the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there is any sort of action out
On
there,
his cameras,
I would have got it.
like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that. And I had parked my truck
I had
right
it
here.
parked right here.
Yeah. So someone,
See if
I could
anything
see where
happened.
someone tried to jim me with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like,
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
yeah,
have
if it
got
would
it.
have been like right in that area, it should have picked me.
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
You know where that trigger is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one. But like, you'll see this car.
What security system do you have?
Xfinity. Oh, you can see this car starting to drive down the street.
That one.
Oh, look.
See what I'm saying? It picks up all the way down there.
He's next door.
Can we go?
I was talking about dispatcher. He'll be close for.
Yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a year trim. So, unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel. Yeah, I thought nothing.
If you look at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it shows that Nate's camera is recording live. If Nate only had the live view option, it would not show the record icon. Okay, wait, this is really strange because I'm watching this and I I noticed this earlier as well when I was recording it, so it wouldn't buffer today. So if you record again, it's not matching my. It's not matching what I'm saying. The screenshot's not matching what I'm saying. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I'll just keep playing it.
Did you go check if anything was missing around your house?
There wasn't nothing. It was like all the old blankets and stuff. And then her nightstand. Her phone was still there.
She dropped her off at 1 in the morning, right?
She's my doorbell said 1:48. She came in.
Okay. This is for February May at 1:48.
So as soon as it picks up motion, it like back up. Okay. I thought you.
That was the start of the video.
Yep. That was 1:48
In the morning.
I didn't pick her up going into the house though.
It didn't. And I usually pick him up when he comes walking through here. I pick him up. So it doesn't show her walking into the house. If she would have walked by, we would have saw her. That's funny.
Okay.
The other dogs. They see all these people coming in, they're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And you know it's still live because it's 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm. How long does it typically record for?
30 seconds, I believe, at a time. But this is at 1:48, and then the next one I have is 1:05, whatever. So nothing, no cars came through, because I guarantee, with the headlights, it picks up the headlights
Oh, yeah.
automatically.
And my Vivint said that at 5:27, my garage door was left open.
Okay, so I have no idea why my audio. I mean that video has been out for over a year, like I said, and all the audio and commentary and the everything they were saying in the video added up. So I don't understand why all of a sudden. I'll have to check my original video that's not on YouTube and see if, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is that they clipped some of the footage. I don't know. It's really weird. Let me see if I can find it real quick on my computer. See if that matches up, because that would be interesting to see. If that's okay. Let's see. Okay, well, I don't know. I'll find it again and check that, because that's really strange and nothing adds up. So we're gonna go back through that. I'm just gonna scroll through it. So I want to show this one more time because this is important. So either Steve Wren, the assistant district attorney, is lying in this Discovery ID documentary, which is possible. They've lied about a lot of things, but why would he say that on a well-known documentary about the case? When released, we've been under the impression that his camera only records motion and for only 30 seconds at a time.
Nate explains that he has household surveillance cameras on the outside of his house that face toward the direction of the Watts home, and they record 24/7, and they record 24/7.
Xfinity has 2 viewing options for home security. Okay, that's weird. Because why would it go straight to yep when Chris is saying yep? There has to be something done with my video, like slight or cut or something, or scenes cut out, because that doesn't make sense. I'm going to figure that out, just so you guys know. Okay, so back to Steve Wren. Not only does he say that Nate's camera records 24/7, but he also uses the word they, and that he has cameras on the outside of his house. So either Assistant DA Steve Wren is misinformed, but you would think he would get his information correct if you're going to go on a well-known mainstream documentary cable channel, right? So we have this Assistant DA saying that it's 24/7. Not just going to base it off of that, of course. I'm more inclined to believe information that I can see for myself. 2, that's coming straight from the source, which is Xfinity. And I'm going to get into that. I'm going to try, since nothing is matching here. Okay, so the first clip that Nate shows is of Nicole Atkinson allegedly dropping Shanann off at 1:48, right? He tells Officer Coonrod, and when I say he, I mean Nate, that first he says that it records all the time. Then Nate real quick changes it and says, well, I think it records clips. And then Coonrod says, oh, how long are the clips? And Nate says, oh, 30 seconds, I believe. So as you're watching this video, they're literally sitting here, and I timed it. I was going to get a little timer thing to put up here for everybody, but you can go back and watch this footage yourself and time it. This clip that they watched, they're literally standing around for almost 3 minutes just talking about it. So how is this clip longer than 3 minutes, or almost 3 minutes long, if his camera only records motion clips for 30 seconds? If it only recorded for 30 seconds, it would record for 30 seconds, and then there would be another clip, and then it would record for 30 seconds, and then it would end, and then it would record for another 30 seconds, and then it would end. So how is this one full length of almost a 3-minute long motion clip if it only records for 30 seconds at a time? Hey, Nelly. Okay, so still going, still standing around, still watching it. And then he said, there's nothing else. He goes, there's nothing else on this clip. They move on to the next one. After almost 3 minutes of standing there watching this. Yep, still playing. He points to the flag and says, here, and I'm not going to play the audio because it's not matching up. So I'm just going to tell you what he says. And again, you guys have seen this footage a million times, I'm sure, but it's still up. You guys can go back and verify this for yourselves, as far as what I'm saying. Nate points to the TV at the flag and says, you can tell that it's still recording because the flag is still moving. So he pretty much debunks himself by saying that his own clips are only 30 seconds long. And like I said, I'm watching them sit here for almost 3 minutes, rambling about nothing, pretty much, when the clips are only supposed to be 30 seconds long. Now, I know it's hard to see here, but I do zoom in because you're not going to be able to see, especially if it's paused. But this is the motion clip that he's showing from the daytime. Now, if you scroll, because Nate has live video viewing, which I'm going to explain more. I'm going to go to the Xfinity website and I'm going to show you guys. Okay, this clip that he shows is also longer than 30 seconds. I don't remember specifically what day this is from. I believe it was from earlier that day or the day before. Okay, so this is what I want to show you guys. Here's a screenshot from Nate's camera, or from his television. It says camera in the bottom left-hand corner. Underneath camera, sorry.
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would have been like right in that area. Just for the picture. Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way. You know where that tree there is? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you.
Underneath camera, it's kind of blurry, but if you look closely, it says it has a little circle and it says record. If Nate's camera only picked up motion and it didn't record 24/7, it would not say recording in the bottom left-hand corner. If Nate only had live viewing with motion clips, which that's not possible, again, I'm going to get into that in a moment, it would not say recording in the bottom left-hand corner of his screen. This is Chris backing up his truck. Oh no, that's NA leaving, I'm sorry. I don't know why the audio is not matching up. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
She's done my doorbell said 1:48 she came in.
Okay, so I apologize. The clip that we watched earlier, the one that was almost 3 minutes long, was Chris backing his truck into the driveway. This is of NA leaving, which is also over 2 minutes long. So the one before was almost 3 minutes. This one's over 2 minutes long. So again, how are we sitting here watching them watch Nate's own motion clips that are clearly more than 30 seconds long? But people keep continuing to say that they're only 30 seconds long. Because why? Because Nate said it, they're only 30 seconds long? I mean, again, I'm more inclined to believe what I see over what Nate says, because clearly he doesn't even know how his own camera works, or he made a mistake. But when I see them sitting there watching a motion clip that's clearly over 30 seconds long, to me, that means that it records longer than 30 seconds. Okay, here's the part where he says that the flag is moving. Sorry about that, you guys. KTH. And yes, it is difficult to talk to some. Well, actually, I don't really know. I don't leave my house if I don't have to, pretty much, since this whole thing has started. It's just, it annoys me to my core. And I just wish it would be over with. But clearly it's not going to be done anytime soon. But without getting into that, I want to pull up the actual Xfinity website. Now we know that Nate has Xfinity Home. With Xfinity Home, that's where you have the 24/7 recording option, security cameras, where you can also view the motion clips and use your remote control to talk into on your television. I'm very frustrated. Shadow Dancer. I know, like I said earlier, I probably shouldn't have done this live stream, but with all the blocking that's happening to me and the censoring that's happening to me, and I know it's not just me. I know it's not. I know people get blocked and timed out all the time for having opinions. But it's like one after another, after another, after another. And these are people who I've supported and been nothing but respectful to in this community. So yeah, I am pretty frustrated indeed. And I'm frustrated that I have to continue to keep putting this information out. I just feel like nobody listens to me. Not that I want people to listen to me, but I just feel like this is information that I, with just a little bit of research, people would know, instead of just assuming and believing everything that they're told and just believing that it's only 30 seconds long because Nate says it's 30 seconds long. Like, if people use their, no offense, and with all due respect, if people use their eyes and their brains and common sense and go to the Xfinity website and go to the FAQ, read the instructions, read about the security footage, right? That I wouldn't have to, this is the third time, as well as many, many other times in chats, that I have had to explain this before. And again, I don't know everything. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to come out and say I'm wrong. But I'm, again, like I said earlier, I'm definitely not going to censor anybody for having a different opinion of mine or saying, no, you're not correct about the footage. That's, again, where I'm going to say, okay, tell me why I'm incorrect. Let's figure this out together so we can get to an actual result from this, right? Hey, Eddie. Yes, Muck too. And I'm pretty sure they were responsible for last night as well. Hey, Donnie. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the Xfinity website here. If you go to the FAQs, or FAQ, whatever, FAQs, and you go under 24/7 video recording. And again, I did a live stream on this. I will put the links to both videos. I don't know if I want to put the link to the other one because it doesn't even match up. But anyways, I will get to the bottom of that. It's very strange. And you go to the frequently asked questions under 24/7 video recording on Xfinity's website, which is what Nate has, or Comcast, because they merged. Hopefully you can see this. Let me crop this out a little bit. This is why I love OBS and not StreamYard, because you can do stuff like this. Get rid of all this crap. Okay, you guys should be able to see that now. Okay, so under frequently asked questions, what is 24/7 video recording? 24/7 video recording automatically records video and sound from compatible cameras connected to your Xfinity system. With 24/7 video recording, you can go beyond live video. Keep an eye on your home from anywhere using your smartphone or other device. Use the Xfinity app or Xfinity Home, which Nate has, app to easily review all of your video from the past several days, or use motion and timestamps to go straight to the action. Plus, download and share memorable events. Visit the Xfinity website or contact us to purchase 24/7 video recording and compatible Xfinity cameras. Okay, so again, use the Xfinity app or Xfinity Home app to easily review all of your video from the all of your video. I want to highlight that. All of your video from the past several days, or use motion and timestamps to go straight to the action. I have a security camera that is very similar to Nate's. The motion clips are only for convenience. So Nate's camera records 24/7, okay? That's what 24/7 video recording means. It's not just only motion activated. The motion clips are for convenience. So instead of having to go and scroll through the entire video footage for that day or for that week, and you say, oh, if a neighbor says, oh, hey, my dog got out, and maybe you saw it on your camera, you can go specifically to that time of day or check the time stamps of the motion clips instead of having to scroll through the entire thing. So again, the motion clips are for convenience, and they even have a setting to where you can say, show me motion clips, or give the option to show the motion clips of people, vehicles, and one other thing. I think once I scroll down, we'll see that. But again, the motion clips are for convenience. Nate's camera records 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nate does not have the only other option that you can have with Xfinity, which is just live viewing. It doesn't record. You can just go on your phone app, or you can go or whatever and online, and you can see what's going on live. It's just live feed. It doesn't record. We know that Nate has a 24/7 video recording again because he has the Xfinity Home, because he speaks into his remote control and says, my camera. And you can see Xfinity Home as well on Nate's television. With the 24/7 video recording option, that's when you get those convenient motion clips. And Kelsey, drop your YouTube what's it called? YouTube link in the chat. Here, I'll make you mod. Sorry, forgot you can't do that. Yeah, Kelsey Kish, you guys, he's got a fancy new P1000 that he's been using to take a lot of video footage and images of the stars and moon and different planets. He's doing a really great job on those videos, so definitely check it out if you guys get a chance, if you guys are into astronomy. So can I filter my video recordings? Yes, you can set filters so that you can see only motion events with people, vehicles, or pets. Learn how to use filters to quickly find the events that matter most to you. How do I create custom video clips? If you have an Xfinity Home, which Nate does, and a compatible camera, you can create custom video clips from the continuously recorded video. Okay, let me say that again. Video from your 24/7 video recording cameras are continuously recorded to the cloud. Oh, sorry, that's not where I was. But that's okay. We'll read this anyways. Video from your 24/7 video recording camera continuously recorded to the cloud and is available for viewing and downloading for up to 7 days. Then back to this one that I was on. If you have an Xfinity Home or a compatible camera, you can create custom video clips from the continuously recorded video. Continuously recorded video, you guys. It doesn't say just motion clips. It doesn't say, if I see 24/7 video recording, it doesn't say 24/7 live feed. It says 24/7 video recording. So why in the heck are people still 3 years later saying that, oh, it's only motion activated, it's only motion clips, it's only 30 seconds long, it's only when the camera's triggered, it has a 10-second delay? No, it doesn't. It records 24/7. Are we going to believe what Nate says? Are we going to believe what the Discovery says that's full of inconsistencies and base that off of facts? Or are we going to go and we're going to do our own research? Are we going to go to Xfinity's website and look up what they say about their own equipment? This is why it's so important to not believe everything you're told. And with just a little bit of research, this is just a one-step search, maybe two, after you get to the website. But I mean, this is ridiculous. I should not have to be going over this again. But I will do it if I have to. Hey, Foxy. So that being said, it also says that you can save that footage for for a week, right? For up to 7 days. So why didn't we get the footage of Nate's camera for the past 7 days? Why did we only get it for the 13th? That's it. And not only did we only get it from the 13th, but we only got the 2 videos, which was Chris backing his truck into the driveway and Nicole Atkinson allegedly dropping Shanann off and pulling away. Where's the rest of the footage from that day? Why do they cherry pick what they want us to see? Because they only want to show us what pushes the narrative. Because they know that the majority of people will see it and they'll just believe it. And then you're going to have the ones in the true crime community that they know are going to delve into this case with a fine-tooth comb and pick through it and find these inconsistencies. And 3 years later, here we are, still trying to figure shit out. Right? So if I'm wrong, then someone in the chat, please correct me. Because again, the last thing I want to do is give out any misinformation. But when I see 24/7 video recording, what is that? There's only, it's self-explanatory. 24/7 video recording. And as I mentioned earlier, I have the same or a similar camera. And it records 24/7. But when you go into the app, it will have little little tick marks, right? Or little lines that you can click on for convenience every time that there's motion, so you don't have to scroll through the entire week or day or month or however long it keeps it on your cloud. That would be funny, Sue. Did you know you can also watch video and motion event clips from the Xfinity X1 box? So you can save these motion clips. There is somewhere on the website that I found before that I brought up in my other live stream, where it says that you can save the motion clips in certain intervals. So you can do, I think it's either 1, 3, or like 4 minutes long, that you can save the motion clips. In my opinion, that's why when Weld County released the footage, they were all released, 23 of them, even if they were looped or whatever, they were all in 3-minute or 3.5-minute intervals. And if Nate's camera only records for 30 seconds, then why are they 3 minutes long? And I'm being timed out and I'm being blocked from this channel because I disagreed with someone on panel? Why? If we're all trying to get to do the same thing, if we're all trying to get the truth, why is everyone being censored for simply having a difference of opinion? Or because I said someone was wrong. It even says here, motion event clips are only saved in the cloud for 7 days. But if Nate downloaded the clips, you can keep them as long as you want to. But Xfinity only saves them for 7 days. If they saved them for any longer, that would be crazy. Right? That'd be a lot of data for all their customers. And this bottom part, the did you know, you can turn on and off the notifications. So if you don't want to have a notification pop up on your phone every single time there's motion, like if there's a lot of traffic on your street or a lot of dog walkers, you can turn off the notifications. That's all that means. Learn how to download video clips bookmarked when you're 24/7. Video recording enabled camera detects activity. Motion event clips are only saved in the cloud for 7 days. Okay, I already read that. So I don't know what this proves of, if anything, but I just want to again clarify this because I've been hearing for freaking 3 years now that Nate's camera is not 24/7 and it's only motion clips, and that's just not the case at all. So why is it that it's continuing to be, people keep saying that over and over and over again? When with just a little bit of research, you can find it. And if Nate's camera records 24/7, then why is there so much missing? Why did we only get the cherry-picked versions of these videos? Because if Nate's camera records 24/7, then we should have seen Shanann walk into that house. And why didn't we get all the other footage of Coonrod going into the house, Chris going into Nate's house, Coonrod walking around the house, Nicole Atkinson, Madison, Nicholas, Coonrod, Nate, all standing in the driveway? Why didn't we see Chris pull up into the house when he ran up to shake Coonrod's hand? Why didn't we get the footage of N.A. and Nicholas and Madison showing up originally when they went and checked on Shanann before she called in the welfare check? Why didn't we get any of that footage of that day? We only get Nate's footage of Chris backing in and N.A. pulling away. I don't want cherry-picked videos. I want the entire footage that I know that Nate had because it records 24/7. Yeah, definitely, Eddie. Too many stories. There's no reason why they couldn't have got that footage of Nate's, or why they couldn't have released it to us. But again, that's what happens in these orchestrated events, especially when they provide so much information, right? So much. Foxy Lady says, what do you think of the video of Shanann walking into the house? Do you think Do you believe it was that night or a different night? I do not believe it was from that night, which is why we don't see that footage. There's 3 different accounts for Nate's footage, the Vivint footage of Shanann walking up, and Baumhover's statement in the discovery. On Nate's footage, we don't see Nicole Atkinson pull into the driveway. We also don't see Shanann get out of the car. On the Vivint footage, we see Nicole Atkinson pull into the driveway. In Baumhover's statement in the discovery, he said that he watched the Vivint footage and he saw Shanann walk from the street to the front door. How could Baumhover mistake something like that? Because clearly, Shanann didn't walk from the street because we saw Nicole Atkinson pull into the driveway. So why aren't Nate's footage, Baumhover's statement, and the Vivint footage congruent with one another? I mentioned that it wasn't from the 13th in a video, one of my older videos from a very long time ago. I think it was my second inconsistencies video of this case that I made. 3 different accounts. There's no timestamp on the Vivint footage. The footage wasn't released until months later. Why wasn't that footage released with the discovery in the first place? And I said that in the chat last night. And they said, well, it took 6 months to get the what's it called? Not the search warrant, but the whatever for it from Xfinity. Or from Vivint, I'm sorry. Why would they need to get it from Vivint? Shanann, it would have been on Shanann coming up to the front door. It would have been on her phone. It would have been on Chris's phone from the alerts. Chris even admitted that he gets alerts on his phone about Nicole Atkinson showing up. So I don't want to hear anybody say that maybe Chris had his alerts turned off or whatever. You still get the notification. You still get the footage on your phone. You just don't get the notifications because it's annoying. So if anybody tells me that it took 6 months to get it from Vivint, they didn't have to get it from Vivint when it was on both Chris and Shanann's phone. So why wasn't that footage released again until many months later? And when it wasn't until people started to question the existence of the video in the first place, and when people started to question Shanann's BAC level in the discovery or in the autopsy. Because clearly they wouldn't want their daughter's name to be out there as if she was like some sort of alcoholic when she was pregnant. They couldn't have that, right? They wanted to clear her name. But they also released this data or information in what I like to call data dumps, because I saw the same thing with the Las Vegas shooting. They do it in dumps periodically within, a couple months here, a couple months there, especially when the case starts to die down and they want people to start getting interested in it again. That's when that footage of Shanann coming home was released. Which is why I also don't believe it was from that night. Even if there was a timestamp on the Vivint footage, I still wouldn't believe it, because you can put a timestamp on anything with all these apps and programs these days. Hey, States of the United. My thoughts on the red car. I think it's bogus. I think it's 100% bogus, made up by that channel creator who will not be mentioned. Just another one of their crazy theories. I don't believe there was any red car. No person or accomplice in their right mind, no matter how smart or unintelligent they are going to reverse into rocks in the front yard between the Watts house and the neighbor's house when they're supposedly having something to do with some sort of murder or crime. It's simply, in my opinion, Chris's taillights from his truck. That video footage is very deceiving, you guys, and especially at night. And like I said, I have a camera very similar to it. Any little bit of movement, any wind, it pixelates the camera so much and distorts stuff, and it'll look like there's shadows there that aren't really there. And if you look at it long enough, you're gonna start to see whatever you want to see. That specific channel creator, and you guys know that I don't talk about other channel creators, but that one is in particular that I'm talking about right now puts out so much disinformation. It's insane. I remember at the beginning I started to make videos debunking that all the disinformation that this specific channel creator kept putting out. But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to focus on anything else with the case. That's how much disinformation that person puts out. It's crazy. That's why I believe they're controlled opposition. They put out a little bit of truth with a whole lot of disinformation. 1, for selfish gain. 2, to distract and, steer people in the opposite direction of the truth. Hey, Chris. Hey, Ashley. And if there's a channel creator that's convincing enough, and if they zoom in on a specific area of Nate's footage, okay, one, it's already terrible quality. It's already downgraded. So we already have that against us, right? Then you have these channel creators who are literally zooming in times like 100 and saying, "See, that's Nicole Kessinger right there. That's Ronnie Watts right there. That's Chris Watts right there." I mean, it's insane. The more you zoom in, the more pixelated and blurry an image is going to get. And again, the quality was so terribly downgraded. That video footage is useless, you guys. Okay? But if they're convincing enough, and if they're manipulative enough, people will believe it. People will just believe everything that they're told. And if they don't, if they ask questions and they say, "I can't see anything on that footage, you just zoom that footage in times 100. My eyes will make me believe anything I want to see." If they do that and they get timed out or they get blocked, then there's your answer. I don't know how many times I have to say that, because, I mean, really, if you are being blocked or timed out for simply going against a channel creator's opinion or their theory, or for asking valid questions that every logical person should do, then there's your answer. They're probably full of shit, in my opinion. But people want so bad for Nicole Kessinger to pay for what she did or didn't do. Or they want it so bad to prove to those people that Nicole Kessinger is innocent. It's like tunnel vision is not good for true crime. And it just boggles my mind that when people are affected emotionally by this case or these cases, their judgment's going to be clouded. And again, that's why I'm able to see this case for what it really is. I'm not emotionally invested in this case. I'm not determined to set out to take Nicole Kessinger down or Christopher Watts down or anything. My judgment is not clouded by this case. I can see things that other people can't see because of that. And it's also why I've never changed my theory on this case. I am open to other possibilities, and I have listened to other possibilities. Even human trafficking, I've listened to people say. Anything is possible, but I don't see that happening. I mean, I sit here and I say that nobody's in those coffins because nobody died. I'm a terrible person, but someone will turn around and say that there's nobody in those coffins because they were human trafficked, or they were some sort of, I don't know how to say it, human trafficked? Trafficked. I don't know. They're involved in human trafficking. There. Got it. So it's like, okay, so you're admitting that it's a possibility that there might not be anybody in those coffins, but my theory is completely ridiculous and absurd. But you're saying that they were involved in human trafficking, and that's totally reasonable or likely. Just in the last couple of weeks, I don't know how many times I've heard people say, nobody died in the house. The dogs didn't hit on the truck. The dogs didn't hit any scent in the house. Nobody died in the house. Why do you think that is, you guys? Why do you think that everybody is coming to the realization that no one died in the house? That's because nobody died. It's not because anybody took them out the back. It's not because they had some sort of way to clean scents so that the dogs couldn't smell them. Why do you think that Jane was controlling her dog? Why do you think they didn't check the trash can for scents? Why do you think they didn't do anything by the books? Because they don't have to. They don't have to do that because it's orchestrated. It's made up. It's a show. That's why they put everything on body cam footage for us, because everybody will just believe it because it's on body cam footage. Like, swallow your pride and, say, hey, there's a possibility that I've been duped, okay? And that sucks. But everyone's answering their own questions, and they're only supporting my theory, in my opinion, even more by saying these things. And just in the past couple of days, I've heard that Nate's camera footage is fake, that Rourke fabricated it, that Shanann coming home is fake. 2 things that I've been saying for 2.5 years. But everyone said, no, that's ridiculous, Megan. That's ridiculous. Why would that be fake? But now everybody's saying it. But when it comes down to my theory, oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. That there's no way. That's insane. This case really happened, Megan. So you're saying that you guys are coming, not you guys, but several people are saying that it's the Nate's footage is fake. Shanann again coming home, the Vivint footage is fake. But there's no possibility that the entire thing could be fake. There's some other cover-up going on. There's no cover-up, you guys. There's no cover-up. That's the psyop is the cover-up, okay? And again, and I don't mean this disrespectfully at all to anybody. I really don't. But again, it's going on 3 years now, and I'm just to the point where I don't want to say I don't care, but being respectful and not being transparent was not getting me anywhere, and it wasn't getting you guys anywhere. Hey, Explain Ginger. It just wasn't. And now that I'm actually being transparent in these other chat rooms and saying what I should have said a long time ago, instead of worrying about hurting people's feelings or being disrespectful, and getting the truth out there as quickly as possible, I'm being censored left and right, as well as other people. And I want to say thank you to everyone that is in those chat rooms, by the way, who did stick up for me. I really, really appreciate that. Very much. Hey, Alma. Long time no see. So as long as people keep milking this case and just making up these theories and these, I mean, oh my God, I've so many screenshots of all these theories that people have come up with for this case with no evidence to back it up. Someone just said in the chat yesterday, oh, if you have a theory, Megan, that's fine, but do you have any evidence to back it up? Wait, excuse me? I actually do have evidence to back up what I'm saying. Hey, Christy. And yep, I sure did. I'm on a roll. I'm going for the all-time record. I hope you're doing well, Alma. Good to see you. Your belief is that Shadow Dancer says that they're in is that witness protection? I'm not sure what that is, Shadow Dancer. I mean, we're talking devil's breath. We're talking chloroform. We're talking witchcraft, sorcery, portals. I've even heard at one point. Hey, Douglas. Hey, Dank. Oh my gosh, you name it. What was the newest one? Oh, there's the one that Nicholas Atkinson killed Shanann. 5 different accomplices were a part of it. I mean, we're literally talking about. I mean, everything that all these theories, those are movie quality right there for you. I couldn't even make that stuff up if I tried. Okay? The stuff that these orchestrated events that I'm talking about, this isn't in the movies. This is real life, and it's happening, and it's been happening for many, many years. They've been doing it to us. Whether it be to start wars, whether it be to take away rights, or freedoms, whether it be to induce fear, they've been doing it. And I'm really trying my best to wake people up. And I know it's not an easy task. But if people really want the truth about this case, they will listen to me, and they will listen to and hear what I have to say, and anybody else that has a difference of opinion in this case, and not block them out or ridicule them or censor them. If those people don't want to hear what other people have to say, then they don't really want the truth, in my opinion. They want their own ending. They want their own narrative. Because they're so brainwashed. With all due respect, they're so brainwashed. They have no idea what this case is about. And they will continue, those people, to be duped over and over again. Just like with the Summer Wells case. Just like with the Barry Morphew case. In my opinion. Just like the Tristan Bailey case. Those just so happen to not be as big as the Watts case. But these mainstream media, high-profile cases are being done for a reason. They are getting so much attention for a reason, to push agendas onto the public. Specifically, the true crime community as well. I mean, people literally answer they're supporting my theory in itself by saying all these things. Why does nothing add up? Why was so much information released? Why was no one's personal information redacted? Why wasn't Nicole Kessinger investigated properly? Why did she disappear? Why was the case open and shut so quickly? Why did they stop investigating? Just because someone confessed. Why did Chris not ask for a lawyer? Why did Chris be a dipshit and leave a rake handle in pieces and two garbage bags and bury his wife in a shallow grave, and take the bodies of his family to his workplace of all places when he clearly has a GPS on his truck, and we're supposed to believe that this guy has a 135, 140 IQ? Please. He's not the sharpest tool in his own tool chest there. I mean, isn't it convenient that, Chris went through all this trouble to murder his entire family to be with his mistress? That's what we're being told by law enforcement and DA Rourke. That's what we're being told, that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with his mistress, but then he caved after 4 hours of being interrogated, right? If that's what you want to call it. And not only that, but he doesn't ask for a lawyer. He says, okay, here, I'll take a polygraph test and fail it. I'll lead you guys straight to the bodies by leaving all these little Easter eggs all over the place and evidence all over the place. Isn't that rather convenient, you guys? Isn't it rather convenient that everybody in this case seemed to be on the same script? They all had the same thing to say. Nobody's interviews were different. They all seem to have this knowledge of everything that they probably shouldn't have knowledge of. Isn't there a lot of convenient things with this case? How none of the cameras worked? It's not a cover-up. It's just, hey, Extra AF, he is a tool. He's a tool. He's a huge tool. They're not going to release this, in my opinion, they're not going to release all this information to make themselves look incompetent or like fools. And when I say they, I mean DA Rourke and law enforcement, Weld County. They don't care if they look like fools. They don't care if we find the inconsistencies. That's what they want. It's all a part of the psychological operation. We're just their guinea pigs. You guys know that, right? We're just their guinea pigs. And I know that a lot of people aren't going to want to hear that, but that's what we were. And millions of people have fallen for this act. And they're going to keep doing it. If people don't wake up, I'm trying to wake people up so that it makes it more difficult for them to get away with this. I don't want you guys being duped anymore. I don't want to be duped anymore. Why would anybody want to continue to go and spend the rest of their lives being duped and being affected emotionally and crying every night over these victims who they don't even know, for one? And that doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't make them bad people. That means that they have feelings. That means that they care. They have empathy for human life, okay? These people that are orchestrating these events, they don't give a shit about us. They don't have empathy. They don't know empathy. They don't know, they don't care. All they care about is controlling us and their selfish gain. And it might seem insignificant because it's in the true crime community, but it's there's a reason why they're doing it. Piece by piece, little by little, they're slowly taking away rights. Whether it be these school shootings to take away guns, because we outnumber them. They don't want us to have protection to protect our family from anything, from them, from intruders. Or whether it be to push fear with these terrorist attacks. whether it be to push fear with these high-profile murder cases. So many people are afraid that if someone like Chris Watts, the perfect loving husband, middle class, all around family, if it can happen to them, it can happen to you any second. That's what they want you to believe. They want you to believe that your husband or your significant other that never laid a hand on you, that you trust with your life and your family's life to protect you till the end, they want you to think that it can happen, that he can do it to you. Or she. True crime analyst, no, it's not the Watts case. It was other cases like 9/11. 9/11 was a huge, huge eye-opener. If you guys still believe the official narrative of 9/11, please look up some videos, not on YouTube. Go to BitChute, go to Odyssey, go to different platforms where there's still video footage of or videos made of other channel creators talking about the inconsistencies of 9/11. All you need is that one event or that, whatever, to really open someone's, that's what I've heard from people who are, woke now, what do you want to call it? It was just that one thing that made them realize what was going on around us. Mine was 9/11. One of my subscribers told me a couple months ago in the comments that theirs was the symbolism, all the subliminal messaging in the Disney movies that opened their eyes to the deception, what was going on. So whether it be the symbolism in the Disney movies, 9/11, Mandy Book event, Pulse nightclub, the Boston bombing, Las Vegas shooting, all orchestrated events. Can people die in them? Of course. Can people not die? Yep. It depends on the event. Hey, Lily. I found a 18-hour documentary on a website that I use to get a lot of my content for DLive on 9/11. 19 hours worth. Pointing out inconsistencies of that official narrative and that event. Even if people notice inconsistencies about these events, a lot of them don't want to even go there. They don't want to fathom that their government, their, perfect government that they believe is there to protect them and can do no wrong, even if they notice the inconsistencies, they will just stay in their little bubble because they don't want to fathom that. They'd rather just stay in their safe bubbles and live their lives, and that's fine. But those are going to be the ones that are going to ruin it for the rest of us who think critically and ask questions. If you see these tragic, high-profile cases, again, whether it be school shooting or terrorist attack or true crime or, a familicide case, if you see laws being pushed directly after, some sort of petition being made, that's a big red flag. Immediately after the Watts case, there was a petition to charge Chris with another count of murder. To me, that's a huge red flag. And this was only a couple days after August 13th. He wasn't even charged yet. In the court of law, he was not charged yet. Okay? And you already have Nicole Atkinson and her son, Nicholas Atkinson, pushing for this charge when it's only been 5 days. And they're starting this petition to charge Chris for the death of Nico. Okay? There's already a petition for something going on for free speech, or it's not exactly free speech. I have it saved, but for Summer Wells. Huge red flag. Right after all these school shootings and these mass shootings, you have politicians and you have these crisis actors that are just really pushing for that gun control. The day of, sometimes right afterwards. Lily, I don't know the exact make that Nate had, but I do know that he had Xfinity Home, and there's not very many options. There's like 1 or 2 options you can get, or maybe even just 1 option for the cameras on Xfinity. So there's not a lot of choices. So yeah, exactly. High hopes. I mean, if people just use their eyeballs, really. I mean, you have that BBC newscaster that was literally standing in front of Building 7 saying that it fell, and it was it was still standing. How did she know prior to Building 7 falling or collapsing that it was going to collapse if she didn't have some sort of foreknowledge? I mean, don't even get me started with 9/11. But hey, Jessica, there's just so much, and I wish I could talk about all these other cases on here, but I can't. I probably said too much. But I don't really care at this point. All I care about is, waking people up and getting the truth out there about this case. The best thing that anybody could do with this Watts case is stop talking about it. But you have so many different factors that are being played, or I should say individuals or channels, that are making sure that doesn't happen. But to be honest with you, no offense, but I'm getting tired of the true crime community. I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a sham. Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants facts. They want to believe their own narrative, like I said earlier. Nobody wants to have the truth of this case. They just want Nicole Kessinger to be found guilty. You're going to miss a lot of evidence and a lot of facts when you have that tunnel vision and that hate for somebody. Hey, round and round. So many people accusing this woman. Again, I don't like Nicole Kessinger. I don't like her either. Okay? I don't have this hatred for her. I don't like her because I know that she had a role or played a role in fooling millions of people. And she did a good job. She's now the most hated woman in America, if not the world, at one point. But how can anybody solve a case, 1, based off of only half the information, 2, admitting that the majority of the evidence and the discovery is false or wrong? And still, it just boggles my mind. Yeah, exactly, lovely apples. Don't get me into that paranormal stuff either, because people eat it up. They eat it up. And it brings in views. People love being scared. They really do. Why do you think people watch scary movies? But I really hope that this clears up the whole 30-second and the 10-second delay thing of the motion clips. Because, again, with just a little bit of research, if people went to the Xfinity website, they would see that it says 24/7 video recording. Oh, yeah, and that's another thing. With the paranormal, that would mean that, I mean, I'm not saying I believe in paranormal. I believe I've experienced it for myself, okay? But, so I'm not saying that it's all hogwash. But I think it's kind of funny, knowing my theory and the truth about this case, that there's all these paranormal channels saying that, oh, the house is haunted, and they saw Bella and Cece's spirits, and everybody just falls for it, hook, line, and sinker. And that would also mean that the majority of these psychics or these mediums that are claiming that Shanann and the girls are channeling them, that would mean that I'm pretty much calling them all full of shit. Think people want to hear that? Probably not. Because that means they're scam artists. Not saying that all mediums are scam artists. I'm not saying all psychics are scam artists. But the majority of them are. There's a lot of them out there. So again, my theory, I get it. It doesn't sit well with a lot of people, but too bad. Okay? It is what it is. You want to stop being duped. Open your eyes, ask questions, think for yourself, and stop discrediting everybody simply because it doesn't match up with your narrative or your beliefs. It's only so long that I can be understanding of other people, and to where it's just ridiculous. And the fact that people are going around and accusing people of literally murder is crazy to me. It's crazy. And I'm disrespectful because I say that no one died and Chris didn't kill anyone. But if somebody else says that Chris didn't kill anyone, you don't think that's disrespectful to the families? Because they clearly believe, or so they say, that their family members are in those coffins. So what's the difference if I say it compared to if they say that Chris didn't kill anyone? Isn't that, I mean, I don't get it. Thank you, Callie and Swamp Lover, for putting my DLive link. Again, I'm not here to be disrespectful to anybody. I'm really not. I know it might be coming off like that lately, but I'm frustrated. I'm not going to lie. I'm so frustrated at the amount of people that literally just believe everything that they're told. That's so bad. It's so bad for themselves. It's bad for society. I mean, the brainwashing is just, it's in the cognitive dissonance is off the charts. Yeah, and I understand that, Donnie. It's hard because nobody wants to be ridiculed. Nobody wants to have their fingers pointed at them saying that you're disrespectful, or that that you're a conspiracy theorist, or or you have no empathy towards the victims. That's not the case. Simply asking questions, that's what people need to do in the true crime community, and nobody's doing it. So what the hell is there a true crime community for? I mean, really? Are people here for drama and the juiciest, Vaseline stories from Chris and his alleged fellow inmate? Or what David Carter says that Chris told him allegedly? I mean, are we talking tabloid? Soap opera information here, and everybody's just eating it up. Like, oh my gosh, what did Christopher Watts told David Carter, that Nicole Kessinger killed everyone? Well, everyone can go home now. We don't need to solve the case anymore, because apparently David Carter solved the whole thing with 10 minutes. See, it proves it. Chris told David Carter that Nicole Kessinger killed everybody. Yep, we were right the whole time. We knew that she was guilty. We knew she did it. It's all hearsay. It's all hearsay. There's no facts to back it up whatsoever. He's also getting his information from a pathological liar, even if he was telling the truth. So I don't want anybody to come at me anymore and say that I'm not allowed to talk about my theories, or I have to say in my opinion afterwards. I don't. Okay? I don't. Sorry. I have provided more than enough information and more than enough evidence to support my theory. And if people don't want to go there with my theory, then fine. They know where the door is. Again, being respectful got me nowhere. I'm still trying to be respectful, but I'm also trying to be transparent and upfront. If not, again, I'm just wasting my time and your time. I just don't understand why anybody would want to cry their eyes out every night, not every night, but there's people that still say they cry over this case. 3 years later, they cry over this case. When people die every single day at the hands of murder. And nobody's crying for them in the true crime community. Who's crying for them every day? That's why I did that tribute video. No life lost is more important than another, simply because it's just on mainstream media and the whole news outlets are talking about it, and all the information was made to the public. I'm not sure, Foxy. I'm not sure about that. And again, it's difficult for me to answer questions like that because with my theory, it doesn't matter what that discovery says because it's hogwash. It's fake. It's a narrative. It's a story. They've told us a story, you guys. Okay? The world's a stage. This whole Watts case was a production, and we all got front row seats. A very long 3-year production. Or a 3-season soap opera. Because that's what it's turned into. As dramatic as this seems, those aren't the victims. We are the victims. We have been lied to. Okay? On a massive scale. Not just a cover-up. We have been duped. Beyond duped, okay? Even myself. It took me a little bit to realize what was going on. But from my knowledge and my research from these other orchestrated events, again, that's why I was able to see this case for what it really is. Hey, June. Good to see you. I mean, seriously, try to push your, again, I know it sounds repetitive all the time. Try to push your emotions aside. I know that you guys have seen that video footage, all this body cam footage. Look at that footage again from a different perspective and really look at what's going on. Does that really look like what we're being told? I mean, does Chris really look like a murderer? And not because somebody else did it, but because because it's not real. Okay? These events are planned sometimes years in advance. And the predictive programming going as far back as season 1 of American Horror Story tells me that it could have been planned, this case, which is why it's so successful, all the way back to 2011. Minimum. And all that predictive programming, whether or not you can see this case for my theory or because you think it's a cover-up, the predictive programming proves that someone or some ones had foreknowledge that this event was going to happen, and that should infuriate anyone. How is it that so many people have the same names that are involved in this narrative in American Horror Story? What are the odds that that American Horror Story trailer just so happened to magically come up on Nate's TV and have all these connections in it? That's one of the biggest red flags in this case, you guys, is that predictive programming. But people will deny my theory. Because again, that would mean that they've been duped. They'd have to admit that. And know that. Yeah, I get it. The cover-up means that we've been duped, that we've been lied to. But I'm talking about much bigger than that. It breaks my heart to know that so many people's lives have been affected by this case. And that's why I'm also doing this. Hey, Fed Up with the Setup. Cool name. It breaks my heart to know that this case has literally, again, affected so many people's lives. To where some say they can't sleep at night. Some say that they can't trust their husbands anymore. That's why it's a successful psyop. They use fear and sadness and make these cases so horrific on purpose because they know that so many people are swayed by that in their opinions. I mean, if they knew that their lives they were crying over this case, or that they donated their hard-earned money to these so-called victims, can you imagine how furious people would be? I mean, we're talking, people who really do care, people who do have empathy. And care about the victims and murders. Hey, Katie. I mean, there's so many people have been scammed in this case, you guys. I mean, so many. And the majority of people have no idea. They have no idea how big this case is. Not even a clue. And they will go on living the rest of their lives never knowing. And continue to succumb to these psyops and these orchestrated events. And beg for the rights to get taken away. So the more and more people that wake up, or at least ask questions, and think logically and use their eyeballs, the better. No, they did, Katie. They knew. They knew it would be big. That's why they released all the information. I've heard that many times. People say, oh, they didn't think that people were going to delve into discovery. Oh, yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. They knew. They knew that people in the true crime community were going to dig into this discovery. They knew that they were going to find the inconsistencies. Same thing with the Las Vegas shooting. They knew. They don't release this information, like I said earlier, to make themselves look incompetent. Or like they don't know what they're doing in their own police department. They don't care. They don't care if there's inconsistencies. They don't care if they half-ass it. That's why they cherry-pick the information. They want people to find these inconsistencies. They left us with all these holes in the narrative. Rourke said it's not a witch hunt because they wanted people to hunt Nicole Kessinger. Of course it's a witch hunt. I mean, and again, I know, and I'm trying to remember that it takes sometimes years to wake people up about the deception, this government deception, and these orchestrated events. I get that. I understand that, and I am frustrated, but and sometimes it you'll never be able to wake people up, and I get that as well. But for the ones who do have an open mind and don't want to be duped anymore, they will listen to what I have to say. They will. Very funny, Mark. I'm not going to say it again. That's terrible, Katie. I'm sorry to hear that, but that's what these psyops do. Again, that's why they make them so horrific. They sway people's emotions and use fear to control us. Nicholas, on the trivia game that I just did live the other night, the name Nicholas means to conquer the people. They love their symbolism and names and their meanings behind the names. To conquer the people, you guys, that's what they're doing. This symbolism is hidden in plain sight. And again, I'm hoping that the symbolism will be their downfall because it's ridiculous. There's so much symbolism in that Summer Wells case. That case, I'm sorry to say, it's a shit show. But people are falling for it. Why are those parents of Summer so busy trying to convince people that they're not guilty on social media instead of out trying to find their daughter? Because it's a psyop. Because they're trying to control people. They're trying to push a motive. And again, that's what a lot of this true crime community is all about. That's what I'm starting to see. There's a lot of murder cases out there that people can talk about, but people only want to talk about the mainstream media ones that are clearly being put out there to push an agenda. Swamp Lover, did you just... Oh. You just volunteered Kelsey's shoulder to cry on? That's nice. And I hope they are as well, Shadow Dancer. I hope that they're in witness protection, because that's... They don't have any protection they don't have any danger to be protected from. But there's no proof that anybody died in this case, you guys. Zero proof. I don't care if people say that there's coffins and they buried them in there. Were you there? Did you see the bodies in the coffins? Did you literally are you a family member? Did you see them being put into the grave? No, you weren't. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. It's all hearsay. They just believe everything that they're told. Everything. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how ridiculous it sounds. It doesn't matter how ridiculous it sounds that Chris put the girls into 8-inch holes, even smaller than that with the lip inside. Doesn't matter. But they'll just believe it. They'll see a picture of firemen allegedly pulling the girls out of the tanks. Do you see any bodies on that picture? Nope. But they'll believe it because the mainstream media told them, and law enforcement, and the government. Do we see Chris loading any bodies into the truck? Nope. But people will believe it because it's on video footage. Is that how you handle evidence at that from Survey 319 and take to the forensics lab? You just put your grimy paws all over it and dump the dirt on the ground? Nope. That's not how you handle evidence, but people just believe it because it's on body cam footage. Multiple reasons, Shadow Dancer. Multiple reasons why they would orchestrate this event. Okay, Eddie. Yeah, I'm going to end this now here in a minute anyways, but thank you for being here. Since when do they provide all this useless body cam footage of Ronnie Watts being taken to the hotel? Or Dieter being picked up by the Thayers? Or, heck, even Chris's polygraph test? Never. And when do they do it and nothing adds up? Never. But this time, they did. Because it was done on purpose. They knew that this was going to be big. Why do you think their whole tactic was to have Chris stand in front of his, on his porch and plead for the safe return of his family? To get that mainstream media attention. And quickly. Out to as many people as possible. To make it widestream. It's all tactics that they have. These people are good at what they do, you guys. They've been doing it for years. And they're going to keep doing it. So why do you want to keep falling for it? Why do you want to spend, another probably year or 2 years if it's just as successful as the Watts? It's pretty big right now. Why do you want to spend all your time on a fake case? I'm sorry, Summer Wells is fake. She's not missing. You're being duped again, you guys. I'm in a mood right now. I don't care. Okay, I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't. I don't like to say I don't care, because I do. I care a lot. That's why I'm doing this. To wake people up. But think about it. Think about what's going on with the Summer Wells case. When do people act like that in a real case? I don't even follow all these true crime cases, and I can see the deception in all of them, because they all have these same characteristics. Hey, Contrary Marge. So, just real quick, it's still early. Summer Wells, right? You have a video of Summer Wells. Some cases real, Lily. You know what? I haven't followed all of them to know for a fact, but these mainstream media ones that are getting so much attention in true crime, and especially on social media, I don't believe that they're real. No, I don't. That's why they get so much attention. That's why nothing adds up with them. They want people to be distracted. Look over here at this case, not over there. Or what's really going on. Don't pay attention to this law that we're going to pass after this Summer Wells case dies down. You hear I'm seeing the same thing. Okay, the truth is in the patterns. Evidence is in the patterns, okay? Look at the behavior from the Resex. How they're saying that they got death threats and they've been harassed and yada, yada, yada for 3 years now, right? They're trying to go after free speech on social media and saying that questioning these high-profile cases is called victim bashing or harassment. It's not. They're clearly pushing an agenda. Same with the Summer Wells case. How many screenshots and interviews with Dawn, the dad or whatever, is saying, they're saying, oh, we're being harassed, and saying that we did something to our daughter and we're being accused of all this and da-da-da-da. Then stay off social media. Stop giving people a reason to think that you're guilty and throwing, that's the whole part of the psyop, you guys. So I'm seeing consistency again with the Wells case. Same thing with the Morphew case. It's the symbolism with the Wells case. You have Summer Wells, and I know I'm all over the place, but you have Summer Wells in that video Right next to her is a barrel that says for sale. Then behind her is a Pathfinder. And I said it like that because Pathfinder. But a Pathfinder? What are the odds that Summer Wells is missing and everyone's trying to find her? A Pathfinder. Pathfinder. It sounds funny when I say it like that. A Pathfinder. Right? You have all this symbolism that's pointing to like sacrifice and sacrificial, because, you know, maybe she is gone. The people do die in these orchestrated events. They do. It depends. Again, it's specific to that event. Sometimes people do have to die to push these agendas, like 9/11. Okay? Then you have Candace, who is wearing a football jersey, the number 88. You have your duality, your two numbers. Yep, Foxy Lady and Forerunner. Who drove a Forerunner? Nicole Kessinger. Look up the definition of Forerunner. Very interesting. Great point, Foxy. If that's what you're referring to. You have 88 on her jersey. Then you have lamb. Lamb is a cult symbolism, sacrificial lamb. You have Summer Wells, who, one of her last photos, she's sleeping on a milk carton or a milk jug right before she goes missing. Remember all the milk cartons with the missing persons kid, or the kids that are missing on it? So with her face, isn't that kind of symbolic? Isn't that kind of ironic and kind of coincidental? If you check out my video I did on Summer Wells, I played a video that someone made that's on Odyssey and Rumble that one of my subscribers pointed out to me. They pointed out all this symbolism. Candace is wearing a mom t-shirt. That's a shirt that says mom on it. Turn those M's around, it makes 33. The 0 or the O makes a 0. In numerology, the zeros don't count. You drop the zeros, it makes 33. You have all these, this teacher with a monarch butterfly or a butterfly on her saying, "Oh my gosh, when we knew that Summer went missing, we were so sad, and we just wanted to go out and search for her, and we couldn't." And she's just like, hee, all giddy. Where's the sadness? Where is the sadness for this girl that you're so close to? Teacher, Miss, whatever your name is. Then you have that pastor guy when they're all doing the praying circle, like, Lord Jesus, help me, Jesus. It's so over exaggerated, and it's so bad acting. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. If people would just look past the nonsense. Nobody's crying. Everyone's saying, "I'm so sad for Summer, I'm so sad." But I don't see any tears. I'm not seeing any tears. You see a lot of that with crisis actors. But people fall for it. They'll just see it and they'll say, "Oh my God, this is so sad. Look at these people that are all looking for Summer." Nope. It's lies. You guys are being fooled. We are being fooled. With these mainstream media cases, don't fall for them. But don't do it because I told you to. Do it because you thought for yourself. No, but really, I mean, I don't have anything to gain from spending all this time doing this for 2.5 years. I don't. My channel isn't monetized. I don't care if I get a copyright claim and they demonetize my video. Well, joke's on them. But all these other channel creators who are following the wall, not all of them, but the majority of the channel creators who are monetized and are getting memberships and all these super chats that get 200, 300, 100 people or whatever in their, plus in their chats. You really think they're going to agree with my theory? You really think they're going to say, "Yep, I agree with your theory, Megan. Yep, you're 100% right. Nothing to see here. It was orchestrated. Moving on. Next case." No. Because the Watts brings in views. For most people. For the most part. But again, I'm not here to tell you guys what you want to hear, unfortunately. So, no, Nicole Kessinger is not guilty of murder. She is never going to be arrested. She's never going to be given a polygraph. They're never going to come out and answer our questions. And if people want something done about this case, then do it. Go to Colorado. Stand in front of Rourke's office, wait for him to show up, and start hounding him about questions. I don't live in Colorado. I can't do that. But I don't see anybody doing anything about it. You can file all the FOIA and CORA requests that your little heart desires. You're going to be denied. So as long as these other channel creators keep milking this Watts case for everything it's got, it's never going to end, and people are going to continue to be deceived, and they're going to continue to be duped. I just really, I don't, it doesn't matter if I get credit for it or not. I just really hope that people wake up to this deception. Seriously, wake up. Because it's only going to get worse. And this whole virus thing is bad. It's really bad. The Watts case is nothing compared to this whole virus thing that's going around. Yep, forerunner. Someone or something that comes before another, a sign of something that is going to happen. Weird that Kessinger drove a forerunner. Just more symbolism. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. But I've been on for 2 hours, and I know that when my voice gets all raspy, that it's time to end the stream. So, again, I just wanted to clear, and I keep saying again, I apologize. It's like, I'm like Nicole Kessinger and Chris Watts saying but again. No, but I just wanted to come on here. I shouldn't have had to, but I wanted to clear up Nate's camera. It records 24/7. And I got timed out for it. I got blocked. So be it. You know, I don't have to go to other channels. That's, I guess, what my channel's for. So I'm just going to keep doing this as long as I can. And thank you, Swamp Lover and Callie, for posting my DLive link. And Kelsey, if you want to post your YouTube channel again, Kelsey is doing posting amazing videos of planets and stars and the moon and stuff with his fancy P1000 that I'm jealous of. But yeah, check out if you guys are interested in astronomy at all. He's doing a really good job with that. So, and also single, if any of you ladies, like Swamp Lover said, need a shoulder to cry on. That's funny. Okay, thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. Again, as cheesy as it may sound, please don't believe everything you're told. Think for yourself. Try to vet this information that people are telling you. And if they don't want to answer your questions, or if you're being blocked or you're being timed out, you have your answer. Okay? So please, it's so important. It's so important these days to really think for yourself. Okay, I'm going now. Goodbye. Thank you, everyone.